Hello everyone, welcome to Horror Child Studios. I'm your host Kisune, and today I'll be talking about the Winx Club. Unfortunately, I'll be talking about the Netflix adaptations of it and my general thoughts and what I've been trying to find information about it. So I've only been watching other people's videos because from articles I'm not really getting much, so I don't know where they're getting their information, but I'll still be talking about it. So if you don't know what the Winx Clubs is, I will explain it. It is a Italian animation brought over to the seas to be dubbed. I think there was several companies dubbing it as well, and we follow our character Bloom, who discovers she has magical powers and she is a fairy. So she goes to a school academy called Althea. And there, with her friends, she must face many villains, including three most well-known popular ones are the Tricks, who are witches, Icy, Darcy, and Stormy. There's also two other schools, the one for the witches and another one called the Specialists. This school is for boys only, where they are trained to become warriors. And pretty sure it's been a long time since I've watched the animation, and I tried rewatching it a bit, couldn't get through it, but I want to try watching it again now since we're having this Netflix adaptation. And Netflix is turning it around and making it dark and edgy and nothing different from the chilling adventures of Sabrina, apparently. That's all we're getting. Another Sabrina. So I want to talk about what they want to do, but they're overall making a bigger problem that is upsetting a lot of people. So the one thing I can find in articles is they do want to make it more for the adult entertainment of young teens. So anyone who grew up with watching the Winx, making it for an older generation, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But this is making it this very dark and gritty. So I know they want to be inclusive by making boys could be fairies as well, and girls could be specialists as well too, because the specialists, like I said, was just an all-boy school to become warriors, and the fairy school is mainly just girls. Even the witches school is just mainly girls, so I guess they want to be inclusive for that, but I don't have a problem with it. That sounds cool. I'm up for it. But the problem is, I want to say what's pissing people off, they're talking about this inclusiveness, but they whitewash two of the characters. Musa, who is known to be East Asian, and I'm pretty sure her design is by Lucy Liu. And another character, Flora, who's Hispanic and is modeled after Jennifer Lopez. Just whitewash Flora's character, but they absolutely changed her name to Tara for some reason, and overall stupid. We're also missing a character, Tekna, as a few more. When I explained three of the witches, Icy, Darcy, and Stormy, all three of them are gone and all round up to be one character called Beatrix. They got rid of the main interesting villains who's always against the Winx Club. I'm already bummed out that we're not having all three of the witches and just having this one who's gonna supposedly be against the girls. And like, one of there's many interesting things about the show, but the Tricks were like actually my favorite villains. They were like interesting in a way. When the Winx first came out, it was very girly, towards more a girl audience. So you really do see that with its very bright colors, the glitter. It even has like Sailor Moon transformations. I can't really see that happening in the live action remake, but I haven't seen any of the wings, which that's been very concerning because everyone's complaining that, oh, this looks like more School for Witches than it is for fairies. And yeah, that's was always the interesting thing when I remember being a kid, that have these really cool transformations, Sailor Moon transformation with their very glittery outfits. Not really much of a heel fan, but they were like really tall heels. You know, they were trying to be like more fashionable in this new adaptation. And there's another thing about the fashion. No one doesn't even like the fashion. I mean, with Bloom, she does have the power of fire, so she gets this basic red color to her outfit all the time. Like every time I seen in the trailers, I don't know if she switched it to different colors, but it's just always something red. And if you remember in the cartoon, she's very iconic for just actually wearing blue. I think she probably does wear other colors, but I can't remember any of her other outfits at the moment. With Stella, she was known to be like the more fashionable one in the group, the much more like popular girl type of trope. And like you don't really see a good fashion choice with her in the live action one. It was just with all of them, what are they wearing? I think it's just like more worse with Musa. Everyone is just not liking what Musa is wearing. In M&J Tanner's video on the Winx Club, and apparently I don't know where they get this information. I had to find this myself. I couldn't. That the headmistress, I want to say Belladonna, I could be wrong with the name. The headmistress, they're gonna change her to someone who hates her job and is an alcoholic. And that one sounds really depressing. Like, if that much a drastic change of a character, then who else is gonna have like this very drastic change of this being this very depressed person we don't even want to see damaging to our old characters. And the headmistress, to me, I always saw her like the fairy version of Dumbledore. And again, these are rumors, so I not 100% sure on if this is true or not. I've just been watching other people's videos on the Winx Club, so this is where I'm getting my information. I did a little bit of research on Wikipedia, try to find some clips. Yeah, that type of thing. So my information is probably not the best. I don't remember the show too well, but I will probably go back to watching it now that we're having this adaptation. And will I be watching it? No, I will not. It's just, like everyone said, it really is just marketing like the edgier tone of something like from Sabrina. And when watching the trailer, this is what's been bugging me is the song choice of the trailer. I feel like I heard it somewhere else in another trailer and I can't figure it out. And I don't even know if that's even like the right choice for the type of Winx Club. Even though, yeah, the song is very outdated, everything it was made around in the early 2000s. I was gonna say 20s, but yeah, the early 2000s. So it really does have like the outdated fashion style, but the fashion choices are still decent and it can be pulled off today. Honestly, I think they could, and they are making a comeback. So yeah, I would say cartoon storytelling is very different. I don't think it has a lot of filler episodes. I know there's a bit of a story going on. It's just like not back then. It wasn't very story driven like we are focusing nowadays. But I think it's probably one of the few shows that does have that story driven instead of just pushing out a bunch of fillers and no story driven at all. And I think that was one of the main interesting things about the Winx Club. They have a story driven thing going on. And you can modernize it, make it for young adults and adults alike, but you don't have to take the edgier route just to make it adult entertainment. Oh. Just realized I had that in my background. And it's very disappointing on what direction they're taking it. It's just making it very different, and it doesn't really feel like it's very pleasing for the fans. Who knows, maybe if once the show pops out, it will be interesting. We'll probably like what we see, but we're not really liking the product they're presenting us. They changing a lot of things in the show just to make more darker tone, which that's not what anyone liked. It was always this lighthearted kids show, and I think that's what people want. They wanted more lighthearted, and you can still make a mature story out of it. It is very outdated, I have to admit. Is there? How much changes there gonna be? And I don't think no one doesn't really like how much changes there is. I think when they want the reboot, they want, again, something lighthearted, something similar to the show, nothing dark, edgy, having this nice fashionable wardrobe that I think you could still wear today. And I think the other complaint about it is the cast does look older than what the originally are. I think they're supposed to be this teenagers between 14 and 16, around that age. So when Netflix said it was going to be a coming of age story, it doesn't really feel that way when your cast looks older. My god, they look like they could be around in their 30s or late 20s, not high school fairies. What we are given and what people are complaining is just no one doesn't want this. And I just explained what we do want from the Winx Club. It's just I just think it's better off to just rewrite the whole thing. It does have a nice driven story, so you could just make a nice driven story without with all the flaws that the original has. So I think that I'm just going to wrap up with my thoughts right here. This is all I have for now. I hope you like the video, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye!